Hello guys, first of all I welcome you all to this session in which we will try to build one another Power BI project and which is specifically focusing towards an e-learning industry. So as you all know that there is a huge industries there which specifically focusing towards and providing an educational content over the online. So it is booming right now, specifically after the COVID. So we need to understand what are the factors are there, what are the benefits are there for e-learning industries, and then we will get a better understanding of it. For that purpose we have to build a Power BI report. So let's just move ahead and let's just discuss the title of the project. And the title of the project is something like an e-learning analytics report. So whatever the online courses are there, we have to analyze online those courses, some of the basic statistical information, some of the insights we are wanted to find out from the underlying data set. So before moving towards what data set is actually look like, what are the problem statement, what are the stakeholders, we will first look at what we are trying to build in this session. So if I just wanted to get you around what final product I wanted to build, something like this kind of report I wanted to build. This is the page 1 of the report where we will get the higher level overview of the subjects and their distributions. Then we will get another page where we'll get a detailed price analysis of each of the courses with respect to each of the level I have, and again a final page we have which contain the tooltip, so that we will get an understanding of how the subscribers counts are different for each of the month or each of the year we have. Clear? So this is the final product we have to build in order to get an understanding with respect to the e-learning resources. So let's just move forward and build understanding with respect to dataset and problem statements we have. So if I just go into the project overview I have right now, so the objective of this Power BI report is to analyze the Udemy's online course offering. So in the e-learning there are various types of platform is there, Udemy is there, Upgrade is there are big players are also there, Coursera is there, but I have to just focus towards the data which is available publicly, which is the Udemy's data we have. The key insights will focus on the popularity of courses, right, pricing patterns, review trends, content durations and subject categories. The report aims to help stakeholders. So right now we are talking about the stakeholders we have, identify the popular courses, understand the pricing trends and gain insights into user preference across different subjects and level. So basically we have two important categorical keys are there, categorical features are there, something like an subject we have, something like an level we have, and according to that we will build our strategy. So let's just go into the dataset information. So what exactly the data we have right now for this project? So dataset contains the information of Udemy's online courses. So whatever the courses you have seen on the Udemy platform, where we can just go there and pay them fees they have, and we will get those content upfront. Unique, so this dataset will involve unique identifiers for the courses, details, pricing, popularity, difficulty level, and when the course is publicly available. So these are the different kinds of levels, or we can say columns we have, and this is the higher level overview. Let's just go into what are the columns we have into the data set. So first we have a course ID, which is a unique identifier each of the course title, subject title. So course, whatever the course title we have, something like an learn CSS, learn Java, learn Python, something like that. URL of the courses which heads towards the website of that particular web pages of the course. Is paid will contains a binary field of true and false, which basically indicates if it is the course is paid or free. Then price, if it is a paid course, then what is the price in United States dollar. Okay. Then number of subscribers for the course, some higher level statistical info, number of subscribers, number of reviews and number of lectures available for each of the courses. Then the level, course difficulty level, whether it is a beginner friendly, whether it is an advanced, whether it is an intermediate. These are the levels we have. Then we have a content duration is also. So content duration means that the time of the course completion, right? So whether it is 7-hour course, 8-hour course, so what is the time duration of the course, and it is basically measured in the hours. Then we have a published timestamp, the date of publication of courses, simple, and then subject. So what are the subjects are there? So right now the data set we have only contains the 3 subjects of business, finance and web development, right? And we have to analyze in those areas only. Okay. So we will talk about data preparation and transformation in Power Query Editor. Let's just move ahead and directly get the data into the Power BI, right? So what I'm trying to do here is that let's just open. So I have a blank report with me. So in order to get the data into the Power BI, we need to use the connectors, right? So we have to use the get data options and utilize the text and CSV and point towards the CSV file I have. So I have a file already available with me, which is a Udemy online education course dataset. I just point out to the CSV file I have, and let's just open the file into the Power BI. So once I indicate the file, something like one dialog box will appear here, and we have to take the data type as an entire data set right now. And again, I'm just click on the transform data, so I have to do some cleaning processes with respect to the data set I have. Clear? Okay, great. So this is the interface of Power Query Editor. First thing I wanted to do here is that change the column profiling based on the 1000 rows to entire dataset, so that I can get a initial understanding and some higher level statistical overview or things like valid error and empty correctly. Then in the properties pane, I have to just change the name of query so that it will be some meaningful name. So I am just taking UD here, short form of Udemy data. Okay, great. The next step in the Power Query Editor is to check the data type of each and every column. So I just check those data type of each and every column. For the first 3 columns, it is right. Third column is also right because it contains a true and false boolean value. But right now, I use this field as a slicers in the report. So I want the slicers to be something like is paid true or false, not a true or false, something like yes or no. So to transform this column, we will transform this column. First we have to change the data from the true and false to text. Again replace current because I don't want to add additional steps. Next, price is there. Price is in the whole number right now, so we can just convert this into the fixed decimal number and again replace to current. And let's just move ahead, and again we have a content duration is there, and in the content duration you can see that some of the courses have a higher precisions are there with respect to durations we have, but I wanted to change this thing, so I'm just selecting the content duration, go into the transform, and we have a rounding option is there, and we can just round up the things. Okay, so whole number is there. So right now all the transformation, basic transformation which is needed for the dataset are done. Again, the final things I wanted to do with respect to this data right now in the Power Query Editor is to just convert that true and false value to yes and no. So how can we do that? Using the replace value function. So I am selecting the is paid right now and just go into the transform, replace values, and again replace values. So find the value something like true, and whenever you find the value of true, replace with it the false, right? Replace with it is the yes, and let me just click OK here. Again I am selecting the is paid, transform, replace values, and replace values. Value to find something like false and replace with no, and click OK. Okay, all those transformation are done. Let me just check, and only yes and no values are there right now. So these are the all transformation I required for the dataset. Let me just go into the Power BI front end to build the report. So let me just close and apply all of the transformation which I applied on the dataset. So it will take some time to apply all of this transformation over the underlying data we have, and then we will get a data which is in the analyzable form. Okay, great. So I am getting data right now here. So first I wanted to set the category of the data. So for the course ID, it is a categorical, treated as a categorical data, so we don't need to summarize those ID right now. So we can just go here, and then in the summarization option you can see that sum is there. We can just tick it something like a don't summarize. So it is treated as a categorical data now onwards. Then we have a URL is there. Okay, so the URL data category should be a web URL. So right now in the data category you can see, so once you select that particular column, you can see in the data category there is a uncategorized thing is there. We have to categorize this thing as a web URL. Clear? Again in the price, so in the price we can see that the currency is there. We can just set this currency to the United States dollar because it is in the United States dollar, and the precision is to be the 0. Great. So all those things are there before moving towards building any report. So I need a higher level measures, something like a KPIs, key performance indicators, to measure from the underlying data I have. So in order to hold that KPI, I need to create one additional table so that I can organize all of these things. So let's just enter some data, and again I'll just make the table as measures, and let me just load this dummy table into the Power BI front end. Once I load this thing into the Power BI front end, this dummy table is ready with respect to one particular column which hold nothing here. Let me just add a one measure here right now. So the first measure I have for this project is something like a count the total number of courses we have in that data set. So let me just make this as a total courses, and we can use the sum function here, and we can just use sum functions, or let me just go with the count rows directly. So the count rows, and we can pass only the table name, and it will basically just count all the rows are there. So actually this data correspond to something like, if I just switch back my view from the report to the table view, so you can see that for each of the courses I am getting the result. That's why the count row functions works exactly same as the sum. So just remove the additional column. I don't require that additional column 1 from the measures table. So just directly delete from the data model. So once I do that, I get it the dedicated measure table I have. Let's just quickly make other type of key matrices are there. So let me just go into the documentation I have. So the next measure I have, so next KPI I have, which is called the total subscribers. So let's just go here and try to make those total subscriber into the measures. So let's just name this as a total subscribers. Okay, so total subscribers are there, and let me just measure this thing into the sum and the number of subscribers I have. Clear. So this is the second measure I have. Let's just move towards the average price. Again we can just go into the new measure and just take it as a average price. Okay, and we can utilize the calculate functions because I wanted to eliminate those courses which are free in nature. So I wanted to add the modified filter context, and whenever I wanted to add the modified filter context in my data, I should use the calculate functions. In the calculate functions, we will take an average functions. In the average functions, I want to measure the price of that particular course and what are the filter context we have. So is paid is equals to, yes, we have, correct. So this is the function we have. The average price function is ready. Right now I have to make some changes here right now. So I have into the measure table tools, you can see that the currency is there. Let me just set the currencies to something like a United States dollar, and precision is to something like a nearest integer. Okay, great. Let's just move towards creating fourth measure I have, total reviews. So let's just go here and let's just make the measure of total reviews, and we can use the sum function and we can utilize the reviews column. So total reviews are there. Again the total reviews columns are the whole number, and we can just take a 0 decimal places. So next measure is content duration in hours. So again I just make the measure of content duration again. Content duration, and let me just take in hours so that I'm able to understand those things, and we can use the sum functions here again, and we can take a duration column. Great. It is also an whole number. Great. Next measure we have, which is the average lectures. How many average lectures are there for each of the subject we have. So we can just make those things here right now. So average lectures, and we can take an average function directly, and we can just pass the lecture here. Great. Next we have something like two measures are there, but right now I wanted to create only one measure. So one measure I have right now with respect to me something like which measures percentage of courses for each subject. So percent of courses per subject, right? So we can use the divide function here. The numerator should be the total courses, right? and then we can utilize calculate functions to calculate something like count of id, course id. In the modified filter context, let's just remove all the filters from the subject column. Great. Let me just pack those values here. Again, just make some formatting. In the format general is there, we can just make this thing into the percentages, right? And precision is to be nearest integer. Okay, the measure is ready right now, so we can just make the visualizations right now directly. So first I have to tune up the canvas I have. So go into the formatting, page information, name the page. So the first page is something like an overview I have. Great. And canvas setting, I want the custom canvas setting here, and width should be something like 1440 pixels. Great. And in the canvas background, I wanted to just follow the color scheme of the particular websites we are analyzing, the particular websites data we are analyzing, which is called Udemy, and Udemy follow this kind of color palette, so we can just go with this kind of color palette we have. So for indigo to electric lavender, this is the color theme they were follow, and we will utilize this color theme throughout the projects. So right now canvas background should be the lighting color, so we will use the electric lavender here. So this is the hash code we have, so let me just add those hash code here directly. So I guess the hash code is E4C3FD. So let's just add those things here into the hex code. E4C3FD. Great. So it is not visible, so we have to just tune the transparency to 0, and right now the canvas background is ready. Next I have to duplicate the first page 2 times, and the second page I have, which is called price, course wise price analysis. Great. And the third page I have, which contains the tooltip. Great. So the first page I have, so let me just add some shape here quickly to hold that KPI cards. So let me just add the shape. Let me just tune these things again quickly. So for this shape, size and style, I want the height to be the 144, width to be the 256. Great. I don't need any background. I need a padding of 5 pixel on each side. Great. Then we have to use the visual border as well, and the color of the visual border should be the dark in color, which is called indigo 510A82. So just go here, 510A82 are the hash code we have. Clear. So again the width should be a 3 pixels. So all those things are there. I do need the shadow of the same indigo color. The position is good, offset is outside, and position is the bottom right. Clear. So the size and styles are good. Shape style, I don't need to fill these things. I don't need the border either. Okay, great. So the card, some shape is ready. Let me just position those shape here. So Control C, Control V those things. Control V those things again. So the 3 cards are in the top and 3 cards are in the bottom. In the bottom I want to tune the shadow, offset should be the outside, okay, and the position should be the top right now. And again just copy pasting those stuff here. Right, so 3 KPIs on the top and 3 KPIs on the bottom. Actually we are measuring the 7 KPIs, so the last KPI we will take it as a tooltip. Again, let's just make the final holder here, which is something like this one, which take a column chart. Great. So the first I have to add the KPIs into my whatever the report I am generating. So let's just try to add the simple card here. Go into the home, right, and in the home you can just go into the add any card here. So let me just add the first measure I have, which is called total courses, and just quickly make those chart, guys. Okay, I'll just have to quickly go into the size and style. 144 and 256 are the sizes we have. Again, background I don't want, and callout value we will follow the Arial because Udemy previously follows the Arial font. So again Arial, bold, and the color should be the dark in nature. Great. Again categorical label should be the something like Arial, bold, and dark. Great. So the first KPI card is ready. I want to copy this card again for the another visualization, so that we can just change the value corresponding to each of the KPIs we have, and we are good to go. Great. And let's just add the final ones here. Okay, great, the final ones here as well. So in the second KPI card I wanted to show something else. Instead of total courses I wanted to show something like total subscribers. In the third KPI card I wanted to show something like total reviews. Great. So next KPI I wanted to show average price. Okay, the third KPI, next KPI we have, we show something like content duration, and the last we have, which are showing the last measures, which is called average lectures. Again I have to tune the average lectures to something like a nearest integer, so we can go in the callout values, and value decimal places to be the 0. Clear. So KPIs are ready. So let's just make the first visualization, which is the clustered column chart. Let me just add the clustered column chart here. So in the x-axis what I wanted to analyze here, so in the x-axis I need the subject wide distributions, so let's just add the subject here. In the y-axis what I wanted to analyze few numerical values, number of lectures, number of reviews, number of subscribers, and what is the price. So right now it is not at all analyzable, but we can tune this up again. We can just go here right now into the formatting, and in the formatting we can see the y-axis is here, and in the y-axis we take the range as a logarithmic scale. So it will take account of all of these additional things. I don't need the title here. Again in the value sections we just convert this thing into the Arial, bold, and some dark color. Again let me just do the similar thing with respect to the x-axis as well quickly. So again just change the theme to something like Arial, bold, and black. Great. Okay, so I need to fix the titles as well. So I need the title of subject wise basic statistical info, subject wise basic stats. Great. So right now those are visible into the things we have. Again I have to check the Arial, bold, and something like this one. So I need to take the weight to something like 12 we have, so that it is clearly visible. And again I just make it center, so let me just make this center as well. Great. Okay, so legend I wanted to fix. I don't need the title here, and the position of the legend is the bottom center. Great. So the final thing I want from the visualization is to just add the data labels here, and I have to fix the data label to something like horizontal orientation to the vertical orientation, and the positions to be inside and. So right now it is visible as well. So again I can just go into the size and style here, and I don't need any kind of background. So the column charts are ready. Great. Okay, so next we have to make the decomposition tree in order to get a better understanding of the levels and subject we have. So let's just add one AI visualizations here, and this AI visualization will show something like an decomposition trees we have. And in the decomposition tree what I wanted to analyze is I want to analyze the subscribers, which is the primary matrix I have right now in this analysis, and explain it by something like a categorical data I want. So explain it by something like level and subject. Let's go here quickly, expand all of these things, and we will get a higher level overview. Let's just quickly format. Don't need background. Okay, again for the headers I need to tune the background to something like which match the background color we have. So again we can just tune this thing into this color, right? Okay, great. Again let me just go here into the bars, and in the bars colors I have to take according to the theme we have. So positive color something like indigo, and something like a negative color should be the light, and the background color should be the dark black. Clear? So this will follow the Udemy's theme we have. Next I have to make something like a table here. Okay, in that table I wanted to show the course titles, so that whenever I do the selections I need to know the course titles as well. So fields I wanted to add here. So the first field I wanted to add is course title here. So here you can see a course title is visible, and again the second field I wanted to add is something like an URL. Let me just try to add the URL here. So the URL is also visible. So right now it is a multi-row card I have added here. Okay, multi-row card which is perfectly displaying the name of that particular course and their URL. So if I just click on that URL, it will help back to that particular web page I have. Clear? So let me just quickly go towards the formatting options I have. So size and style, I don't need any kind of background. Great. And in the callout values, I need to change to something like an Arial font, bold, and color should be the dark. Great. So these are the things are there. Categorical label, again I don't want any categorical label actually. Okay, so I get more space for representing the things. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to make here is that, okay, so last thing I wanted to make here is that, which is called accent. Okay, so accent bar I have, and the color shows accent bar is something like a dark indigo color. Great. Right, so the final step, you have to add some slicers here. Okay, I want to add some slicers, so let me just go into the slicer, and first slicers I want with respect to the subject here. So let me just add those slicers quickly. In the first slicers I wanted to add the subject. Great, so the subjects are here, and let me just quickly tune these things. Okay, and in the slicers header I want and the slicer header is something like a select subject. Great. Again, font should be the follow a constant theme we are adopting into the overall dashboards. Great. And again, size and style, I don't need any kind of background. Great. Next thing I wanted to do here is values. Again, I wanted to change to something like an Arial again, so that we will follow a customized thing into the slicers as well. Great. Again, font color should be the dark in nature. First slicers is ready. Let me just copy these things so that I don't want it to perform all those formatting options again and again. And the second slicer I have, in which I wanted to add only the another thing which is called level. Level is a categorical data, guys. Okay, so again I want to tune the title slicer header to something like select level. Great. Again, the last slicer I want, which indicates the whether course to be the paid or not. So again I just go here into the build pane and I just remove and add the is paid field. Okay, and let me just tune the slicer header to is paid. And all those things are correct right now. So yes, no's are the paid or not. Clear? So this is the high level overview we have for the each of the dashboards. We have to tune up the other things as well. So let's just add another additional stuff here into the canvas, which is called course wise price analysis. For that purpose I employ a matrix here, and in the matrix we can add the rows and columns. So in the rows I wanted to add the course title, and into the columns I wanted to add the levels, and in the values I wanted to add the price. Simple as that. So let me just add the price here. So all those visible right now. I don't need any column and rows of total, first of all, because it is a granular analysis I have. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to do here is to just customize whatever the background we have. So first one, go into the size and style, remove the background whatever we have, and let's just tune up all the background. So we can just search the background from here. There are a lot of backgrounds are available here. So let me just convert all of those background to something like light indigo colors. So this is the light indigo color as well. This is the light indigo color as well. Okay, great. Column headers, so light indigo colors as well. Row, so again Great. So all those things are tuned up here. Going to the grid options I have right now. Let's just fill those things, and in the global options I need to take something like I just take 16. Again I have to make something like 18. Great. So all those things are fairly visible here. Right now these values should be more interpretable, so we can add the conditional formatting to it. So how can I add the conditional formatting, guys? So we can just go here right now, and we can just go here into the specific column, right? Or we can go into the cell element, and in the cell element we can add the background color. So the background color we have to tune this up. So something like light color I want, light indigo color, which follows our theme, E4C3FB. So E4C3FP. Great. And the highest value color should be the dark in nature. So let me just add those dark here, and let's just click OK. So all those things are visible right now clearly into here. Okay, so again I wanted to make this page to be as a drill through. Okay, so let me just do one thing. I wanted the values, right? So the value should be, text color should be something like white I want, right? Again all those text color should be the white I want, because yeah. So background color I need here, this one. So alternate text color should be the white as well, and alternate background color I need the same thing, so that the values are visible clearly. Okay, great. I need to set this page as a drill through, so that anywhere I hover over the overview, it will show up the all additional details with respect to that course. So select the canvas we have, go into the page information, and here you can see a page type to something like standard to drill through, and I wanted to add certain fields. Whenever I select the levels and subject, you need to add it, you need to provide me that kind of analysis. Okay, great. So here you can see a small arrow will be added right now, which helps us to navigate from the page to page. Okay, last task is to make the tooltip. Okay, so first select the page, right? Select this thing and convert it to tooltip. Okay, and I don't want the color to be this one. I want 40% black, lighter color, and we can just make those things here. So first I wanted to just add a one line chart here. Great. And the line chart will show something like a trend over subscribers over the time. Okay, so let me just add in the x-axis date and time related data, and publication timestamp, and again y-axis I wanted to analyze the subscribers, sum of subscribers over the time. Great. So let me just tune this all together. So title I wanted to fix, so subscribers over time, subscribers over years we can just take. So either you can just go with the month wise analysis, but right now I wanted to analyze only year wise data. Great. So always follow the theme, guys. Arial, make it 12, bold, text color should be the, okay, text color I am just taking white right now, and we will make those things here, and I don't need any background colors. So we need to add these things x and y axis here directly. In the x axis I don't need any. Okay, so any title here. Okay, any title. Okay, and just in the values sections I do need the values, but I need to change the font to something like this one, make it something like this color. Great. I have to do same thing with respect to the y-axis as well. Okay, then don't need any title. I need the values. I need to change the font to something like Arial, make it 8, bold, and make it white directly. Great. Again, need the title as well, but I need to fix the title to something like center I need, and have to make those things into 9 only, so that I am getting more space. Great. Again, grid lines, I don't want any grid lines here, so horizontal grid lines not required and vertical grid lines are also not required. Lines, I wanted to fix the color of line as well, so the color of line should be something like white in nature. Shaded area I do want, so that volume of changes I wanted to show, and trend line also want, some analytical lines I want here right now. So what I'm trying to do here is that, let me just add the trend line, so it will show me if it is a negatively trend or positively trend with respect to data we have. Great. So the first thing which I have made it here. Great. So in the final things, I wanted to add any card here. So in that card I am just showing whatever the KPIs we have. So the final KPI we have into the session. So let me just add the final KPI to something like percentage of courses for each of the subject, and again just tune this thing formatting to something like this one. I don't need any background color. Okay, so the callout value and categorical label I am to set up. So the callout value I am to follow the Arial font and make it 40, make it bold, white, right? And categorical label, same thing, Arial, make it 9, bold and white, make it 8 only. Okay, so all of these things are clearly visible. Okay, so as if it is the tooltip we have, so we need to add an additional categorical data so that it will be visible onto the overall page we have. Clear? So this is the thing we have, adding the tooltip, adding any additional details with respect to dataset we have, and our report is ready. If I just hover over the edge of the visualizations, you can see that you can see all of the trends and all of the subscribers over the years we are getting here right now. And also we can just utilize those slicers to make a more efficient analysis. So you can just see that all those things are also visible here. Clear? So try to make those visualization in your system, guys. Try to make those reports as well. Try to interpret whatever the findings we have. I have made a detailed documentation which you can find it into the contents we have into the websites, and also you can just look at what are the visualization we have built, what are the insights we are getting right now from this report, something like a popular course subjects, which are the popular subjects we have, price analysis, whatever the price analysis we have, what are the free and paid courses analysis we have, subscribers over the times analysis we have, and some of the feature enhancement we want to do with respect to this kind of dashboard. Clear? So this is the report and this is the project we have for the sessions. Try to make those things in your system so that you guys can get the better understanding of it. Clear? So we will wrap up this session for now and have a nice day.